Let's start with something important. The 2025 San Francisco 49ers are not a story about dominance, and they're definitely not a story about overwhelming talent. They're a story about survival.
Exactly. Because by every normal NFL standard, this season should have fallen apart early. Too many injuries, too many missing stars, and a brutal financial situation that usually guarantees a lost year.
And yet, here they are, 12 wins, a road-heavy resume, and a playoff victory over the defending NFC champions. So the real question isn't how talented they are, it's how they're still standing.
That's where the idea of operational resilience really comes in. This wasn't a team built only to win when things go right. It was a system designed to survive when everything goes wrong.
Let's talk about the paradox of this season, because on paper it makes no sense. Nick Bosa tears his ACL in Week 3. Fred Warner is on injured reserve by Week 6. Brandon Ayuk is gone. George Kittle goes down in the wild card round. Brock Purdy misses nearly half the season.
And on top of that, the 49ers are carrying over $150 million in reserve and dead cap money. That's one of the worst financial situations in the league. Normally, that combination kills a season instantly.
But instead of collapsing, they kept winning. 7-2 on the road, sweeping their divisional rivals away from home, and then walking into the playoffs and knocking out Philadelphia with a fourth-quarter comeback.
That's not randomness. That's a system holding together under stress.
And leadership played a massive role here. Early in the season, even Kyle Shanahan admitted he wasn't sure what kind of team this was going to be.
Which is fascinating because instead of forcing an identity, the coaching staff changed the entire framing of the season. They stopped talking about championships. They stopped talking about the future.
Everything became about 1 week at a time, one opponent, one game plan. Preparation got sharper, meetings got more focused, the noise disappeared.
That's not motivational leadership, that's crisis management, and it worked.
You can really see that shift on defense. With injuries piling up, complexity became the enemy, so the 49ers simplified everything.
Right. They leaned into gap integrity, fundamental tackling, and situational football. The goal wasn't to dominate offenses, it was to remove explosive plays and force mistakes over time.
And the results were clear. Strong red zone defense, reliable third down stops, a unit that didn't look flashy but consistently delivered when it mattered most.
That's the kind of defense that survives January football.
Nowhere is the strength of the system clearer than at linebacker. Eric Kendricks comes in off the practice squad and immediately becomes the green dot communicator.
And Garrett Wallow arrives off waivers and just does his job. No drama, no drop-off. When the season was on the line against Philadelphia, it was Kendricks making the final defensive play.
Not because he was the most talented player on the field, but because he knew exactly where to be.
That's infrastructure beating reputation.
Offensively, everything revolved around one stabilizing force, Christian McCaffrey.
With receivers injured or gone, McCaffrey became the safety valve for the entire offense, running the ball, catching passes, protecting the quarterback, absorbing pressure.
Over 2,000 scrimmage yards, over 400 touches, but more than that, complete trust from the coaching staff.
He wasn't just producing yards, he was preventing the offense from falling apart.
At quarterback, this season was never about perfection. Brock Purdy missed time, made mistakes, and faced constant scrutiny.
But when the wildcard game came down to one quarter, he didn't panic. Despite interceptions earlier, he delivered a clean final drive to win the game.
That's composure, and composure is often the difference in January.
As the roster thinned, something interesting happened. The offense actually became more aggressive.
Exactly. With expectations gone, fear disappeared. Trick plays showed up. Depth players took risks. Coaches trusted creativity over conservatism.
It wasn't reckless, it was freedom. And a team with nothing left to protect is dangerous.
Psychologically, the 49ers gained a massive edge. Injuries lowered expectations. Pressure shifted outward.
Inside the locker room, there was calm. Across the field, opponents cracked under pressure.
Pressure breaks teams that still have something to lose.
The 49ers didn't.
Now, let's be honest, this run exists inside a closing window. Big cap hits are coming, veterans will be cut, the roster will change.
Everyone in the organization knows that, and that urgency sharpens focus. This isn't about later, this is about now.
Which brings us to Seattle, the top seed, home field, noise, momentum.
Talent versus discipline. Comfort versus resilience. January doesn't reward the louder team, it rewards the steadier one.
So when we talk about the anatomy of a dangerous underdog, it really comes down to three things.
System over stars, execution over emotion, resilience over reputation.
The 2025 San Francisco 49ers are not dangerous despite their injuries.
They're dangerous because those injuries revealed exactly who they are.
And in the NFL, that's the team no one wants to face in January.